glory. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I needed this man gone. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek Chic, and we are here with the season finale of Moving. I say season finale because I'm really hoping that we do get a season 2, but either way, I really enjoyed it. I can't believe it's been 20 episodes, but we're finally here. This episode is called Graduation Day. So the last episode was the grandiose battle royale. We had everybody against everybody. The Soups just went at it and they destroyed a good chunk of the school. Thankfully, none of the students were lost, but excuse me, but we did lose a handful of the North Korean agents. We only have a couple of them left, and we see that the flyer has ended up back at the school, and it looks like he took a shot at Juwon, which is, obviously not going to kill him, but all the same, not good. Miyeon is still there, but she is injured, and again, with the Soups that are left, I don't know that she's necessarily the best opponent for them. So we know that Bong-seok is on his way back to the school. He has gotten much more control over his flying thanks to his trauma training that he got back at the gym, and that Hisu is in pursuit on foot, and that Gaedo, the bus driver, is now kind of up to speed on what's going on to a degree, and that he's also following Hisu to the school. So we have a little bit of backup showing up, which is good considering that Gong-eun and his dad have left, which they need to because they've both been injured pretty badly. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. We're kind of getting to the point where we need to kind of wrap it all up. The leader of the North has to be taken out. And like I said, the flyer needs to be taken out. And I feel like it's got to be our boy Bong-seok who does it. But he's so new to flying and so new to combat that I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Let's hope that he is. So without further ado, let's jump into this episode. But just before I do, a reminder that I do a lot of reactions here on this channel to all sorts of things, including other K-dramas. This one might be coming to an end, but I am reacting to other ones, and I will be reacting to more in this year. So if you'd like to support me on that journey, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you like this video, please go ahead, show some love, likes, and leave some comments below. All right, that out of the way, guys, let's get into the episode right about now. Right back at you. Ah, whoa, run, girl, run. Thank God for that thing. She is such a badass. Like, that was ballsy. I feel like you should stay where you're at, sis. Make him come to you. Can she hear him? Is he too far up for her to hear? Oh yeah, there's a lot of excess noise right now. Of course, Fee-Fi-Fo Freak is still alive. Yeah, let him go. He's free now. Oh, I'm sure he is, sadly. It might be the first time he's ever seen snow. I've never meant rest in peace more. That man genuinely just found peace. Since the first time since he was a child. All I know is please don't pick another fight with Juwon because I'm tired. Oh, throw back to him crawling up that wall. Take a little water break on your way up. Just kidding. Who knows where that water's coming from? Woo! That's right, Mia don't miss, baby. She don't miss. That's what you get. I love her. She's so cool. Okay, moving targets hard. Do you have more? Please don't tell me you're actually out. I feel like you are. Damn. That's yes! Did you come for his mama? Oh, honey, what else is he gonna do? Like, of course he's gonna be. You're his mama. There's no way. Get the gun, please. That's right. Dare you shoot at my mama, you stupid, scar-headed. Oh, wow. Bong-seok is mad. He's like, I don't give a damn about your damn gun. Oh, he didn't. I think he got rid of it. Poke him in the eye. Poke him in the... Period. Damn, do they not have elevators at this school? What about the kids who can't walk? Like, I can imagine how much that must hurt to go have to, first of all, walk, but then go upstairs and run with a hole in your foot. Bro, he can't hear you. Well, actually, maybe he can. Now I think about it, maybe he can. Bro, I'm gonna need you to remember you're driving a city bus. Driving this thing like it's a Porsche or something. You said, screw your gate. I wonder what... With 2 flyers, which opposing force wins? Good job. Okay, folks. He said, I'm my mama's son. Oh, yeah. See, I gotta say, I mean, kudos to this bus. I really thought it would have flipped sooner than this with the corners this man's been making. You should go down there and double tap, kid. Never take one. Maybe don't do, I don't know. Should you try to take him out? Just grab him and drop his ass? Oh, hi, Joanna. Welcome back, bro. Again. Like, imagine peeling yourself off of whatever the hell this crevasse is and then having to deal with a gunshot wound to the face. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. Oh, ew, 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 ew. Oh, God. Oh. Does it? Wait, does it grow back? Please tell me it grows. Actually, we don't know. No, did he literally just lose an eye? I'm so mad. Juwon did not deserve that. Oh, you're gonna take out a kid, huh? I'm such a man. That's right. Can you shoot in 2 places at once? Oh yeah, he would hear that. Because she doesn't want her son to see her do the worst. Meanwhile, Hisu's on her 40th mile. Oh, jeez. Just keep running. No, really, he'll be fine. Hisu, can you not be a nice person right now and just run? Oh my God. Bless her heart. She's like, I can't see this grown 6'20" guy crying in the street. My God, ma'am, you've got more pressing matters than comforting this grown man, please. I definitely think you're going to get fired over this one, bro. I don't know how you're going to explain wrecking the bus and destroying school property. Oh, homie said, I'm about to charge up. He's like, I'm about to charge up. Do your thing, Gato. Do your thing. They just replaced that battery, too. That feel it. Feel it. Okay. Bring the lightning. All right. That's right. Make it. Roll it up. Come on. Let's go. Ooh, you better go. Right. That's right. That's what you get. That's what you get. Said by life. Oh. Oh, that's what you get. That's what you do. Let's see how you shoot with no hand. That's what you deserve, aiming a gun at a kid. That's right. This fool did not just strike the pose. I'm sick. Dang it. This man can't stop getting shot. Oh, so you have a family. That matters, huh? But you're going to take out somebody else's. The way you don't deserve it. I almost wish Bongso could go after him and drag his ass back down. Well, now you know. That shouldn't even be a question, you psychopath. Well, look at that. You do have one tiny modicum of morality. That's right. Yeah, you're getting that double whammy. And you definitely deserve it. How many times did you shoot him? And? How? Wait, did you literally try to take him with you? That's true. That's good info. That makes sense. Yeah, that would be the smart choice. How do you know that? I'm telling you, Min is working with them. He said what he said. Period. Glad someone finally noticed. Period. Yet you still went. Doshik's a better man than you, sir. At least he fought against it. He tried. Technically, Bongso could have saved him, but I get why he didn't. Man's caused a lot of suffering, and he's pretty pissed off right now. Shot his girl and everything. You were the one who forced the sacrifice. I'm glad you recognized. Doshik may have been forced to do a lot of those terrible things, but at least he fought back in the ways he could by sparing those men. Oh, wow. Well, I don't think you're recovering from that. Kind of ticked he got to die on his own terms, though. But I guess for all of them, this was the only way they'd ever be free, really. So he's Min. Okay. I really couldn't tell if he was Min or with the... I don't know. He might be working with the North, too. Who knows anymore? I mean, she made kind of decent time, considering. She's like, get out of my way, plebes. They're like, hey, how come she's allowed to go through? She's not a police officer. Yeah, he wasn't going to leave you the same way you could never leave him. Y'all been a duo. Aw. It's your turn, Mom. You've taken care of him. It's his turn to take care of you. Yeah, he is. Gotta stop babying him. That's right. Look how this woman used to be a pack horse carrying this whole full-grown child on her back. Now he gets to return the favor. If I were her, I'd never let myself walk anywhere again. He's taking me everywhere. The supermarket, the gas station. Off he goes. And there's your baby. Late to the party, but that's okay. We didn't need her getting hurt. That's thanks to you, Dad. You did the bulk of her raising. Oh, wow. We still went through with graduation. I would think we would just skip it this year. You know, oh, we're 29. Okay. She didn't learn a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Yeah, okay. See, didn't learn a damn thing. I really hope something. Anyway, let me quiet. Don't tell me you have a crush now, sir. Well, I guess they trauma bonded. So he's still teaching at the school. Is the school still going to be a thing now? Aww, look at him in his respectable suit with his little graduation daughter. Oh yeah, his dad can't be there. Yeah, you owe him a few bows. I'm still mad about his eye, guys. Sure can't grow back. Yeah, I guess you won't be needing that anymore. I mean, I guess he really didn't want to keep doing it. Not really. After what happened to Naju's daughter, he just didn't want to. His heart wasn't in the program anymore. So Dad's just going to burn those files, I hope. And let's hope there's no digital copies somewhere. Graduating in February is so strange. Out here in the West, we almost always graduate between May and June. Unless you're in university, in which case it staggers. But yeah, February is very interesting. Really? You want to sit? I guess it's more about the memories. Because I know for me, man, once I graduated, I have never set foot back in my high school. No desire. It wasn't a horrible experience or anything. I just was like, I was so done when I was done. Oh, throwbacks to the first day you met. Didn't know when that man paid for your fare, he'd end up being your future man. Y'all should have just kissed. But I know, or maybe y'all don't know. And in Korea, even though these actors are both adults, they're pretty strict about teenagers doing anything that's remotely adult, and kissing in their culture is very adult. So that is why there's no kissing between these two. Barely a hug. But if we do get a season 2, we just might. Oh, you're late. Aw, he's proud of his baby. I just realized he's not in jail. Okay, so Min did pull strings then. Damn it. Oh, I like the hair. Yes, no more using that over my head. That's not an answer. Don't, no. Punch through his face right now. He ain't never gonna let that go, bro. Min never lets go of your leash. I hate to tell you. The only way you're gonna get your dad's freedom is if you take him out. Team 5. Wait.
일 이따위로 할 거야?
Where do I know her face? Was that the student? Was that the girl that was bullied? That Hisu rescued? That's what it looks like. The mole on her. Who is she? Why is he wiping blood off his hands? Who is this? Juan messed. He said, "You are never finding us again." What? He made him suffocate to death? Juan! It's kind of hot. I mean, wrong. Well, we went over there and they're super powered and they beat us. That is a good question. So they want to do the same thing. Oh! That was amazing! Between the trigger and the hidden gun. Just like Juan. Figured out what's gonna happen. Be quiet, see? Yeah, when what's his name said you have a family, go back. I see. My baby! Yeah, he knows! Wait, this is a cell like the other dude. Oh, he took out everybody. Bro, you need to go home. Yes! Sorry, thank you. I needed this man gone. Just die already. Oh my God, you... Okay. Those are your dying words. Never. You're so useful to me. Oh, I'm so happy. I hate men. Peace out, loser. Oh, it's just Serene's sight after all that. Okay, so the tracker is gone. Min is gone. They said we're shutting down the old program for good. The old one. Doesn't mean the program's gone. What's that say? Namsan. Oh. Guess they moved the shop. What the? Do we still? Why would he do that? Why is he working here? Why is he here? Don't lick your face. Oh, I don't want that chicken anymore. I'm good. I don't know how many of those there actually. When they say finger licking good, it's a whole new meaning now, you know?
삼촌? 나 뭐라고 사는데? 야, 너 이 얼굴 보고도 그런 소리가 나? 웃지 마! 마스크 쓰고 얼굴 다 가리고 다녀, 알았어? 네. 빨리 가, 임마! Stop yelling at him! The way y'all beat each other half to death. Stop it. And you know Hisu was like, we're hiring that man, Dad. He was crying in the street. Aww.
Look at Bong Sok being a superhero. Well, of course you think it's cool. She's like, my male likes yellow, so I like yellow. Oh, she got a scar. I mean, I was gonna say they should be keeping more low key, but at this point, they're gonna get caught again at some point. So I guess they might as well be out in the open. But what does that mean? This man seriously still has a job? Man, his boss must love him. It's very pretty how they have those. I think they're cherry blossom trees planted along the river here. It's very nice. Sure, it looks good on the ground, but aerially, it's actually quite nice. Oh, purple. I just realized. Mom? Is a strange flying man on the ceiling? Would he remember what his dad looks like? I guess he would. I have no idea they even have pictures of him. I mean, I know there's a lot of reasons not to, but myself, I would have had to pounce. Sorry. You can't come land on my rooftop looking that fine. But yeah, you should actually greet your son first because you haven't seen him since he was like practically in diapers. Beyon's like, I've waited so long. Go punch him in the stomach. Hand on the shoulder? Give me a hug. Aw. Wait, really? We don't get a reunion conversation? We don't get a... Aw, is she a driver now? What about college? Aw. She would be very proud. You've done a very good job, Daddy. I mean, as happy as it's gonna get. As long as he stops getting hurt. He said yes. He's happy. And so is his baby girl. You in this raincoat. Can we get you some proper gear, bro? Oh, okay. He said space. He said Earth where? Don't you need breathing apparati? And he, oh, we got post credits. Hold the phone, y'all. Hold the phone. Who's this now? This psycho dick from bad to worse. Oh, so being service of yet another psychotic jerk. And he has the same posture as Min. Except that he's, I don't even know if he's worse. Is Min worse? Was Min worse? Devil you know with versus the one you don't, right? I knew it. Something told me Frank wasn't dead because we didn't see a body. He went home. At least he left the kids alone. Oh, this idiot. What now? What? Wait. Did that say that was too fast? Number 6. Code name Frank missing. Okay. So he didn't go back to work. Good for him. Elias. Training clever? U.S. Army?
Call Elias.
So they're not done. Okay. Maybe that's a good thing. Because to me, that means we have to have a season 2. Am I right? Okay, wow. Well, that was a wrap up of the first season of Moving. And you know what? Overall, I have to say, I think that this was an excellent series. I really, really liked it. I think that this is a really fun and interesting take on the superhero in real life trope. I like that we had a combination of stories. You know, we had the first generation and then the new generation. This season was definitely more so about the old generation, but I like that they did a really good introduction to some of the faces we're going to be seeing in the new generation. And I feel like that's also going to be a growing amount of people because we only focused on Bongso, Kisu, Gangun, and well, Kisu was in it a lot. So I don't know. I feel like we're not done with Kisu, but anyway, but those 3 were kind of our main people, but we know there are more, right? Thanks to that one episode where we went through all the different, we went through Ilwan's story where he showed us about the NDTP. We know that there are a lot of kids who are, you know, second generation, I say second to almost third, right? Because the reason I say that is we look at Gedo. Gedo is like a good 10 years older than Bongso, right? So It's like, or is it 10? No, maybe not that long. Maybe about 8 years. But the point is that the kids are quite staggered of this first generation. So I'd almost say it's almost like two generations because you've got some kids that are fully adults now and some that are teens or just barely getting into adulthood. But point being, there's a lot of them. We only got a few because there's only so much you can focus on in one season, but there's definitely infinite capacity and potential for what we could see down the line. Like the guy who can stop time, I'm never going to drop that because that was huge. Where is that guy? Who is that guy? That's massive. But anyway, and that's just what we know of in Korea. We know that they've got others in the US, and obviously there's going to be some in North Korea. But digressing. But I like that we really did a good job of mixing the old and the new and how the old influenced the new. I think that's so important because every generation you have this gap that happens where the younger generation feels like there's so much different and that, you know, things that happened in the past don't affect them now. And it's just not the way it works. Every past generation informs the next generation, and then that informs the next one, and so forth and so forth. And in fact, even what we're living right now has been affected and informed by what happened 2-3 generations ago, right? Like it's never like a cut, block, and end, right? It's a continuous loop unless, you know, you like wipe out an entire generation, right? So anyway, I really like how this show did a good job of seamlessly telling us both of those stories. And I really like that they took the time to really go back and tell us the parents' stories, at least as adults, so that we have a better idea of why they do what they do now, the choices that they make, the way that they act, the way that they treat their children, and even how they've chosen to live their lives post being active agents or being active and using their powers. Like that's so helpful and useful for us to give us a full rounded look at these characters and then also help to inform how they interact with those kids. And the only thing I would say would be missing it since this season was also so much about the parents is I would have loved to see their like origin story, because really all we got from them is kind of how they got into the agency, how they met each other, how the children came about, which was a lot and enough. But I want to know more, like, how did Do-shik find out he had his powers? Like, did his parents have powers too? Did it start with him? How did he become trained? Like, so many questions that I would really love to have answered. But again, I knew we did not have time this season. We took a lot. 20 episodes is a lot, and almost all of them an hour or so. So we took a lot of time to tell this story, but I personally would have loved to know more. Who knows, if we do get a season 2, we might touch on some of that, but I feel like we don't have to spend as much time on the parents in the second season. They did a really good job, especially in this episode, of bringing out that they want to wrap up the parents' era of things. And again, I don't think it mean like let's not talk about the parents or care about the parents anymore. It's more of, we don't need to delve into more of their story. We don't need to keep re-earthing that time frame, the whole ANSP, like that. We want to close that chapter. It's done. And it ended with Min. It ended with the Catman. It ended now with the North Korean leader being taken out of it. I mean, the only loose tie, of course, is the US guy that we saw at the end, which of course they had no direct contact with, so there was no way they could really get to him. But you get the point. Pretty much all the remnants of that are wrapped up. Even those, you know, the people who died in the first part of the season, those are people who, again, I don't think they were troublemakers, but they're still part of that old era. They're even gone. So really our only remnants that we know of as an audience that are left are Do-shik, Mian, and Juwon, right? That's it. Everybody else has been eliminated, or we just haven't seen them yet. So yeah, I really like how like that's been wrapped up, and now it's kind of leaving that door open so that the new generation, their stories, their adventures, their new issues and hurdles are going to be all fresh for the taking should we get a season 2. Into this episode specifically, there's not too much to bring in here. I think, like, again, it was more of a wrap-up episode for sure. We had the wrap-up of what happened at the school, with Bong Sok actually sticking around and saying, "No, mama, I'm going to save you." You know, I really thought it was a sweet moment there with where she was trying to do what every mother would do, which is protect her son. She tells him to run away, and he's like, nah, like, he saw her bloody limping up onto the roof, and he knew there was a very good chance she could get hurt. And he was like, nah, like, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm not a baby anymore. I can actually do something with these powers to help you, and I'm not just going to leave you. So I really like that he stood on his 2 feet in that moment. And, you know, obviously his mom was terrified, and that's why she told him to leave. But he stood on it. He stood on his own. He stood 10 toes down, and it turned out it worked out thanks to Gato. Gato coming in clutch. I think that's probably the biggest use of his powers he's ever done. And I think that's amazing too, because I think I brought this up a few episodes ago. Back when Gato was being tested, we saw that he was failing everything as far as the program, right? They said he wasn't physically fit enough. He wasn't bringing out his powers the way that they wanted him to. So they all kind of assumed that he wasn't as powerful as his father, or wasn't able to channel the electricity the way his dad did. And this episode showed that he is probably just as, maybe even more powerful than his father was. But it's the motivation, right? It's all down to the motivation. They thought by using violence or push or forcing him, or, you know, the glory of it all, that would be what would make him use his powers. But what it took was taking care of people, protecting people, those kids, that job. Like, he's a very thoughtful and caring person. And when it came to trying to protect these kids that he had, you know, grown such an affection for, especially Bongsuk, as we saw, because we saw how Bongsuk's always making sure to say good morning to him and checking in on him, and even said that really kind line about how he missed him when he took time off for his father. Like, Gato really cares about this kid. So that motivation of protecting something that he cared about allowed him to manifest his powers, probably, like I said, stronger than he ever had in his life. So yeah, I just think it's very interesting that this program is clearly flawed, because they don't know, you know, each person is going to have different ways and reasons for manifesting their powers in the way that they do. And yeah, just throwing them into life and death situations isn't the only way. I mean, it's not the worst way, as we saw a couple episodes ago. That's what awakened Bongsuk's power. But yeah, as we see with someone like Gato, he just needed the right motivation. So anyways, we see that, yeah, they did wrap things up at the school. And the leader, the North Korean leader, sent the flyer back to North Korea. He said, you know, you've got a family, you have a reason to go. And he basically decided to, and I like that they brought it back where, you know, they showed his whole full circle of how he actually thought this whole mission was not fair. He didn't like the idea of taking innocent lives. He didn't really like the whole idea of this whole program. Like, he was saying, okay, like, if we go, like, why can't we just take out Min? Basically, he didn't know the name. He's like, why don't we take out the head of this organization? Why do we have to go and take out a bunch of people and possibly hurt kids? And this guy's like, whatever, we just need to do what we need to do, right? And it's like, how is that right? He's like, innocent people are victims. Like, he's like, you're blaming the victims for getting hurt. He's like, no, the people who are to blame are the people who put them in a position to be sacrificed, right? So knowing that that was his thinking, and then he still went through with this mission and lost all these men and also had these kids injured. I'm glad that his conscience got the best of him at the end, and he said, nah, like, I literally became the very thing I was condemning another man for. So in the end, I get why he decided to take himself out. As I said too, just like the Thunderclap guy, there's really no freedom for them for the most part, right? Like, if you go back, they're just going to end up being slaves to the regime again anyways, and used to do more things they didn't want to do. Actually, that doesn't explain Fee Fi Fo Freak, because he really shouldn't have been able to stay, but I guess they just pulled some strings for him. I don't know. But anyhow, maybe he has any family. That's probably it. They have nothing. He probably has nothing back home to worry about for him not returning. But obviously with the other guy, he had a family back home, and you know how it goes back. And as we saw with the guy, the Thunderclap guy, like, if the flyer hadn't returned home and they found out he was still alive, they would have taken it out on his family, right? So that's why he had to go back to protect his family. But I really love that moment where he came back and he basically said, hey, why do you want those files anyways? Like, if we take out everyone as part of the program and, you know, they're not going to train anymore, then why do you need the files? It's not like we're going to bring the kids back. And then the guy says, oh, we're going to start our own. We need to know what they're doing so we can do it. And that's when it hit him, like, just like it hit you on all those episodes ago, that, you guys are going to come for my kids and push them off of cliffs. Yeah, no, not going to happen. My man said, take this deuce, and yeah, took him out. So that was actually, you know, I almost forgive him for all the stuff he did to Bongsuk for that. Shooting Hisu, almost forgive him for doing all that, because he did take out that evil dictator, and then he went and we saw he released Kim Do-shik. He's alive. Hallelujah. Yes, I had a feeling. I was hoping, but you just never know with shows like this. But yeah, when I saw that they just put the hood over his head in that last episode instead of actually taking him out, I was like, yeah, he's probably still there. But I had no idea what condition he would be in, or if they've been torturing him, God knows what. But it looks like they just threw him in the same type of cage that they put the hand slap man. And he's been there for a long time. Like, that's like almost 10 years he was in there, or 8 years, almost 10 years. Yeah, almost 10 years he was in there. So that's horrible. Like, that's probably affected him a lot. Imagine being someone who flies, who's been floating your whole life and being tethered to the ground for a decade and not being able to even see the sky. Like, as beautiful as the reunion at the end was, if we're being realistic, I think Doshik's going to have a lot of PTSD. There's going to be a lot of darkness for him to have to work through now, but I'm hoping that it doesn't come out in a bad way, but we'll have to see in season 2 if it comes out at all. But yeah, he's alive. He's back with his family. He took out men. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Because that man had to go. He could not continue on. That evil man needed to go. And I'm glad it was Doshik who did it, because if there was anybody who owed that man a bullet, it was him. So yeah. Of course, we saw that Min's dying words was that he said that the North was lying to him, and that, of course, is referring to the fact that the guy with the scar told him that the South was going to take his kid and start using him, so he had to go back, and that's why he released Doshik. But yeah, obviously Doshik knew that was going to happen before that. That's the reason why he let them escape in the first place and let himself be caught. So yeah, Doshik knew that was the truth, and I don't know what Min was trying to prove in those last minutes, but he's gone. But we see that is not necessarily for the better, because there is a replacement, and it is that jerk who is from that Chinese mission, who hates Doshik with a fiery passion, has a definite grudge against him, has a grudge against Mian as well, because she got away. So I have no doubt that he, in no time flat, is probably going to take a shot at that family. He's going to definitely try to get his hands on Bong Sok as well. So I'm still scared for them. We'll have to see what happens. But I'm just glad that Doshik is back, because he can now start to help Bong Sok hone and learn more about his abilities. And unfortunately, he's probably going to have to teach him how to fight and be more defensive and offensive as well, because as much as they tried to hide this world from him, it's going to find him, as it did this season. It will find him. Even though they tried to hide him from it, it will find him. So both him and I feel like Hisu need to start learning how to defend themselves, much like Gong-un, who we also saw. Gong-un has joined the agency. He said he wants to, because he wants to honor that deal he was presented to get his father's record clean, so they can't keep threatening with putting him back into prison, which if he does go back again this time, it will be for life. So we'll have to see what happens, but we hear that they want to put him on missions already. But that was Min, so we'll have to see if the new guy feels the same way. And then we saw that girl, who I'm pretty sure was the girl from class. Was that not the bullied girl? I think that was the bullied girl. So she was a plant for the NI. I have so many questions about her, and the fact that they just threw her in for like a 2-minute scene is crazy, but she's higher up than Min was. So that's even more terrifying, because how old is she? How is she that young and young? I mean, age doesn't mean anything after all. We did see that Min Yun was ahead of Doshik and, not Doshik, ahead of Juwon in rank. But anyway, we'll have to see what happens with her. I have a lot of questions about who she is and what part she plays as well. And I noticed in the comments, some of you said that Naju's daughter's death was faked as well, that it was her at the funeral. So I'll have to relook at that. I haven't gone back to look, but if that's the case, then there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of subterfuge that is definitely setting up for more stuff if we do get a season 2. Yeah, I say the only other big thing of import was at the end of the episode, we see that Frank is indeed still alive. I did say that I thought that he probably survived because of the nature of his abilities. Like, as I said, I feel the only way you can take out someone like a Juwon or a Frank, you have to literally dismember them. You have to take the head off. Now that we know that the limbs don't grow back, you probably have to decapitate a Frank and make sure that those body parts never get back together. But he didn't do that. I think Frank just probably took a long ass time to heal, and smartly he didn't go back. At least he didn't go back to the agency. He did go back to the States. It looks like he's probably trying to retrace what happened. Maybe he wants to find out what happened to his mother. I think being in Korea and seeing how hard these parents fought for their kids is making him rethink whether or not his mom really did give up on him the way that he remembers. I personally feel like she didn't have a choice, but as a kid, he's going to perceive things the way that he did. So yeah, he's still alive. He's still around. And now we found out that the US wants to dispatch yet another agent. And my guess is that they're going to go and try to finish what Frank didn't. So lots of stuff, potentially, a lot of potential for season 2. I do hope they get approved for a season 2 regardless, because I think this was a really good show. I think it's got great potential. I love the cast. I'm glad that a good chunk of them will still be coming back for season 2, if there is one. So yeah, this was fun. This was so much fun, guys. I enjoyed it a lot. I think the writing was good. The direction was good. It was shot beautifully. Like, praises upon praises. Really, really, really good. Honestly, I have very little complaints at all with this show. I liked it a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching with me. I know it was a very long journey. I appreciate your patience. And if you're sticking it out with me, I know that some of these episodes were late. I apologize for that. Got a little sick in the middle, but we're back. So yes, thank you so much for watching these along with me. If you like this video, please show it some love. And if this is all that you watch from me, then I hope you find something else in my catalog that you want to join me on. And if not, I will see you in the next video.